Dun.
Hey, folks. How's it going?
It's us.
It's Rebel Rock Radio. We are back. And this is... What was that?
I said, I'm feeling very weird.
Why are you feeling weird?
Because the streaming platform is weird.
Well,
I mean, it is.
So, yes, we are trying out a new streaming platform, and new meaning not StreamYard. Giving it a try, seeing how it's going to work out. So far, you're saying that it's weird?
It's just different. It's a little different
okay.
because, like I said, I haven't quite gotten all the adjustments made. I haven't had time to actually inspect it and make sure that everything's working correctly. So it's just a little bit different, but I mean, it's all right. We'll get through it.
It's been quite a bit different for me as well. Putting everything together.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, so yes, we are trying a new platform, but also this is our 200th episode.
Extravaganza.
Woohoo! 200. We made it. And so, to help us in our celebration, we do have some friends coming on to the show with us. Not everybody is in yet, but to start things off, we have our friendly neighborhood Ro. Yes, the Podfather from the Red 5 Network.
Congratulations on 200 episodes, gentlemen.
Yes.
So much nerdery, so much fun.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the Red 5 Network for our viewers / listeners.
Everybody knows,
but
everybody knows about the Red 5 Network. Yeah, it's a bunch of nuts talking about nerd things. Head on over to bio.link/Red5 and check out all of the podcasts in the Red 5 Network. We just like to have fun and do this sort of thing. Talk about geek stuff, movies and comics, and listen to music. You know how it is.
Heck yeah.
I posted the other day, if anybody has ever gone back to their very first episode, for those of us who create content, I was just wondering, have you guys gone back to revisit episode number uno?
I have not. No, I haven't. So
that'd be an interesting flashback.
It would be, because we didn't start out as a live stream. We were just doing audio.
Right.
And yeah, it's really a completely different show than it was back then.
Yeah. I was just curious, and I posted that because somebody asked me about the first Scuttlebutt, and I'm like, yeah, I remember. But I was just wondering if anybody else did that. It's too funny.
Yeah. So let's see. Who do we have in the chat so far? We have CEO Non-Toxic Alliance, a.k.a. Taco Cat, a.k.a. Jamie. How's it going?
What's up, man?
We have Matthew.
Woohoo! Mr. Oklahoma himself.
Yeah. We have Spencer. How's it going, sir? Spencer.
Greetings, sir.
Wait, is that his last name? I
don't
didn't
know,
know
Spencer.
that.
Is that your last name? We have Steve Spawn, aka Steve number 2.
Steve number 2.
As we refer to in the chat room. Discord chat, that is. We have, look at there, we got Chantel in the chat room wishing us a happy 200.
Hello.
Thank you very much. And then we have Page Turner's They Were Not, who is one of our new patrons. And that is Brennan. So thank you very much, folks, for being on the show with us.
Cool stuff.
And let's see, do we have anybody else that is? Oh, there we go. Ubaldo, how's it going,
Ubaldo?
Sweet.
Ubaldo T.
So we have some other folks that are going to join us, hopefully for the show later on. Haven't quite made it, even though I have reminded them of the time. Oh, Smirking Bear, how's it going, Smirking Bear? But yeah, we're gonna chat a little bit about if they have any favorite Rebel Rock Radio moments, and then we're gonna talk about some favorite Star Wars moments as well. But before we jump into all that fun stuff, let's start with you, Mr. JD. What have you been up to this week?
Fixing
mostly
magnets.
Yeah, trying to mess with magnets. That's what I'm trying to do right now. No, actually, I had a rather bad hiccup on Sunday. I had every intention of. Normally, I can do things on my truck and my vehicles like minor maintenance stuff, i.e., oil changes, brake changes, radiators, minor stuff. The only thing I've never done is I've never changed out an engine or a transmission. That's pretty much the only things I've never done. And usually I don't like to mess with like springs and struts and things like that because it could be quite a pain in the butt. So unfortunately this weekend, all the times I've worked on my own vehicles, I usually never have an issue with like resetting brakes and things like that. But with all the electronic systems on some of these newer vehicles, it becomes very complicated and there's a process that has to be done. I didn't know this. I'm a barbarian, essentially, when it comes to these kind of things. And I went to reset my brakes, and in like any other person, if you've never set of ABS brakes before, usually all you have to do is put a C camp on the caliper and reset the piston. Well, unfortunately, I tried to do that before I put the truck in the brake repair mode, and when I went to put it in brake repair mode after I had already taken the caliper and the piston or the caliper off of the rotor, it shot the piston out of the out of the caliper. Which was a very costly mistake on my part. So yeah, note to self and anybody else: if you're going to do mechanic work on your vehicle by yourself, YouTube is a great resource, and make sure that you're researching everything and you know the procedures, because these electronics on these vehicles can be very complicated, and you can break stuff if you don't follow the rules. So yeah, Sunday I spent literally 4.5 hours changing one side of the rear brakes, and it took me 30 minutes to change the other side when I realized how to correct my error, fix it, and do it the proper way. So yeah, that was my Sunday.
Kudos
Awesome.
to
you. Lessons definitely learned.
What
you. Very complicated.
about the rest of your week?
Not too bad.
That wasn't enough, Steve?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, then the rest of your week go. Now, so I know that both of us over the weekend had a birthday. So, how did everything go with that?
Fine. I actually last Wednesday I was able to go out with my daughter to her and I had a dinner, just her and I, and she bought me dinner at one of my favorite pizza places in Wichita, which is awesome. And then Friday night when I got home, my girlfriend cooked my favorite home cooked meal that she makes for me for my birthday. And so it Yeah, passed very nicely. It was a very quiet evening, which for me is sometimes better than it being eventful because I don't have a lot of quiet evenings. Let's just put it that way. So it passed very quietly, and it was a very pleasant, nice evening. Me and the girlfriend spent together. It was great. So yes, it was good. How was
Awesome.
your birthday, Mr. Steve?
Well, my birthday weekend was pretty decent. We actually went out for dinner. Usually we do a birthday dinner, and we did not do it on my birthday. We did it the night before. There is a new ramen place that opened up here in Norman just a few months ago, and we've tried it once and really liked it. Hold that thought. BP Maker. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Um, we tried it once, and I really liked it. I really like their garlic fried rice. It's freaking bomb. It's so good. So, so we went there and had a good time there. And Sunday, for the most part, was pretty uneventful, other than the fact that I sat around playing video games most of the day.
nice.
Yeah. And then,
Like I said,
it was a pretty good week.
that's not such a bad thing.
Yeah. I went to go, after we had dinner Saturday, I went to the movie theater and watched a movie. But other than that, fairly uneventful week. Still looking for a job for the most part. Yeah.
No prospects on the other one.
Haven't heard back on them yet.
Oh,
Still working on it.
How long has it been, Steve?
I have been unemployed since November 6th.
Wow. Something's coming. I can feel it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So I just noticed something very interesting about our chat. Not the chat specifically, but something I don't think we could do in StreamYard unless I just never saw how to do it. But
Oh yeah.
I can
Put it on the screen.
put it
That
on
way.
the screen.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't
Learn
think you-
something
I don't-
new every day.
I don't think you can do that in StreamYard. Yeah.
I don't think you can either.
Look at all the peeps.
So let's see. Yeah, that was about it. So our news section is going to be very minimal. It was a very dry news week, really.
For Star Wars, yes. For other things,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there was the
stuff.
Fantastic Four trailer that came out.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
little Jurassic Park teaser.
Yeah.
I think the trailer comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Got some. What was the other one? We got some more footage of Captain America,
we did.
Brave New World. We got a little bit more footage of that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, looking forward for that movie to come out. But as far as Star Wars news, I did come across an piece of news on StarWarsNews.net that there is going to be Star Wars downloadable content appearing on Destiny 2, the video game. So I've never played Destiny or Destiny 2, but it's a space exploration and civilization type game. There's a huge multiplayer component to it. But Star Wars will be crossing over, and that is actually available today, February 4th, 2025, as part of the Destiny 2 Hearsay expansion. I I don't have any screenshots, but actually, I think there is a YouTube video. And let me just scan the YouTube video and see if I can see any Star Wars stuff in here.
Steve scanning.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on here. But yeah, if you are up like a button, what?
Did Steve think up a like button?
Do I think up a like button?
Like graphics wise?
I don't know.
Maybe they want you to create a little button. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, dude. I find that it's very easy to block somebody, so don't piss me off.
Trolls beware.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try, but I'm on screen.
Well, you were invited here, so I mean,
Yeah.
If you do it for show content, you can be a troll all you want to.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are a Destiny 2 fan and a Star Wars fan, might be worth checking out.
We got something for you.
Cool stuff. So, all right. So, moving on. If you don't know how to follow us on social media, there is just one link that you need to remember. It's right there, scrolling down at the bottom. It is bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. Pop it up right there, too. This is very weird. It's not at all like StreamYard. It just looks different. So that's where you can go to all our social media pages, and you can go to our Discord channel. And so, yeah, if once a week is not enough nonsense for you, you can get it every day on Discord. That is also a link to our merchandise site, where you can buy t-shirts and mugs and all that cool stuff. And we did just pop up a new t-shirt on there. I think
do you have Rebel Rock Radio slippers, Steve?
I do not.
I'm looking for slippers. No.
We also do not have thongs yet. I know there's.
I asked you that privately last week, so I knew about that one.
Folks have been asking for the thongs and the lingerie. But no. Okay, so how do I share a screen? There we go. Okay, over there. Go share. Oh, that's very similar to StreamYard. So this is our new. Damn it! This is our new T-shirt right there. You could thank Star Wars for that, and you can thank Matthew for the suggestion of that shirt. We were talking about the legacy of Star Wars last week. And we talked about how there are several things that, because of Star Wars, we have. Like, what was one of them? Skywalker Sound and Industrial Light and Magic. All that cool stuff. Lots of other cool stuff that you now have because of Star Wars. And you can thank Star Wars for that.
So much.
Cool. There, is that better, Matthew? We're still getting used to this platform, so it might not be an adjustment, right? How's that? Is that better? Apparently, I was zoomed out a little too far. So Matthew says I need to get either zoom in or get a little closer to the camera. Well, if I get any closer to the camera, I'm going to be straddling my desk, so I don't want to do that. So how's this? Is this better? You can see more of my stylish beard and smiling face.
Yeah, we're still figuring this out. Let's play with it.
Yeah, we are still in the process of. We are in a learning curve.
It is definitely a work in progress. So yeah, there's that, and then that will also take you to a very important website, and that is our Patreon. We do have a Patreon, and that is about to go through some reworks. But right now, there is only one tier. It's $2 a month, and cheaper than a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you get all the cool stuff like the exclusive content, which right now all we've got working is our Star Wars RPG that we play. And I do believe we will be playing this this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It is not live. We just record it. We put it up on our Patreon for our patrons to watch us play the Star Wars RPG. And that's a lot of fun. Hit the blue button, not the red button.
Now you tell me.
Ah, damn it.
Okay.
Don't ever press that button.
Well, that's a lot of fun. And then we have some early access content that we record and we put up on the Patreon for our patrons to get first peek at. And we keep it up there for about a week or two and then throw it up on the YouTube channel eventually. So you get that. You get stickers.
Woohoo!
So we got some stickers right here. We got blue and we got red and we got orange, OG orange. So you get that when you sign up.
But no thongs.
I don't get you yet.
I don't get you, Steve.
We've had requests for thongs, regular bikinis, and I think Tina asked for like some really odd stuff with the Rebel Rock name on it, but we have to keep it. We try to keep it at least a little bit PG. I mean, a little bit,
do we though,
or whatever?
Not
really. No, not really.
So there's that, and then of course we get we've got some more bonus content or bonus stuff in the works for when we reorganize our Patreon. We're still talking it over. But when we get all that reorganization figured out, we will be making an announcement. But you also get to hear your name on a live broadcast. So we would like to take this time to thank our patrons. Thank you to... How do I get that thing off? There we go. Thank you to Dave Brown, Kelly and Chris Olson, Charlie Kirby, Justin Hensley, Chantel, Matthew, who is in our chat room, Steve, who is in our chat room, and our two newest patrons, Funky S and Brennan, who is also in the chat room. So thank you very much for being patrons and for contributing to the cause.
I would watch a show called Funky and Brennan.
Funky and Brennan.
I'm not so sure there wasn't a show named that, was there?
There really should be.
Should be.
There should be.
Oh, you know what? We just did our Patreon and social media discussion before we did our next segment. We are completely out of order tonight. Awesome. But you know what time it is, JD, don't you?
Is anybody surprised?
It is time to
thong time.
Why is it not playing?
What the hell?
It's show and tell time.
Oh God.
Heck yeah. Okay, that's weird. I've got to actually physically switch off of the video or it just sits there.
Oh, weird. That's interesting.
Yeah. All right. We are now going to show our thingies. You want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, go ahead. I'm still working some issues out here, so go ahead. I may have to.
Well, that's all right.
I may have to abort this one until I can figure it out, and then I'll come back to it later.
So,
because I'm not doing good here.
This is going to be a bit of a surprise.
Adjust the magnet. Adjust it.
It's going to be a bit of a surprise because this box came for me. I have not opened it yet. So
JD, I'm just messing with you. I don't have that. Millennium Falcon. That's something else.
I know. I'm looking for like anything that, because I know how a magnet's supposed to work, and it's not doing that. So I'm. I swear I'm not a complete scientific goober when you asked me that earlier. I'm like, I know how it's supposed to do it, but it's not doing it. So I'm either it's broke or I'm doing something wrong. So anyway, go ahead, Steve.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that, like I said, I have not opened this yet.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
If I don't know, it could be a bomb. So
Careful with sharp things.
If this blows up, it was nice knowing you all.
JD and I can take over.
You're gonna have
Yeah,
to.
we got you.
Oh,
We got you,
okay.
buddy.
It's this is a very big box for this. That was pointless. Okay, so it is another set of my Star Wars encyclopedia books.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So this time around, I have naval weapons and equipment.
Nice.
I have the Crisis on Naboo. I wonder if they're talking about the taxation of trade routes.
Probably. It's a hot topic.
It is a hot topic. I have battle droids and other droids of war.
I thought you were going to say battle droids and you.
And you. And then we have Din Djarin and other characters of the underworld. Very cool.
All right.
So the really weird thing about these, how is that volume 1? Okay. It's weird because they don't actually send these to, my box was vibrating.
It was. I think it's because your camera is hooked up to your table and it was doing this.
Could be. Yeah, they do not send me these books in order. So, yeah. So I'm just now getting volume 1.
Oh, wow.
After like a year.
Don't you miss the days of Columbia Record House mail out?
I do.
You got those on time every week. You got your REO Speedwagon. You got your Duran. Perfect timing every time.
Mercury Bear says you broke your thingy, JD.
He hopes not, because that thing is expensive.
I hope not. I'm going to be, I'll explain it in a minute. I'll go ahead with it and I'll explain it in a minute because maybe somebody has some input they can help me with. But anyway, go ahead, Steve. Do your thing. I'm working on it.
I'm done. So for any of those that are just joining now, we are in the process of showing our thingies.
And we're having technical difficulties, both with our stream and with our thingies.
Never the one. Well,
Ro, do you
are
have
we
a thingy
really
you can
having? Are we really having a technical difficulty with the stream itself?
No, not really. I think it's going pretty good.
It's going pretty smooth. Yeah, it's going
yeah.
pretty
Well,
far.
okay. So then, if that qualifies with the stream right now, then that qualifies with what I'm trying to do right now, and I'll explain it here. Yeah, because I'm going to tell I'm going to tell the whole story here because Ro asked me a question and I felt like a complete idiot for not saying it the right way, but you people will understand when I tell you what the hell's going on here. So anyway, are you ready for me?
JD has a broken thingy.
I something's going on. I'll go. We'll go with stage fright.
Your thingy got stage fright.
I have not actually had a drip of whiskey, so I don't understand why I've got whiskey of the thingy right now. I don't get it. It's a mystery to me. I don't get it. But anyway, so what I picked up for you folks, let me see if I can find it how it's supposed to look. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So what I picked up is I actually purchased this from Beast Kingdom. It is the magnetic floating Millennium Falcon.
Very nice.
So that's what it's supposed to do. And I was going to get it set up because this is one of those things that I didn't want to just unbox and then try to fumble with it while I'm trying to show people my thingy. I was actually going to try to get it set up. But the problem I'm having is the magnetics are not working. And the reason why this is a funny backstory joke for me, actually embarrassing thing for me when it comes to Ro, because Ro goes, "Are you sure the magnetics work correctly?" And I went, "Well, how do you tell?"
You were nervous.
Well,
the water was cold.
Yeah. The water, yeah. okay, I know scientifically how a magnet is supposed to work. Okay, but the problem is that I cannot get me for the life of me. I cannot. Number one, it's not even. I think there's supposed to be a light under here, and it's not coming on. So I'm not sure if maybe I have the wrong, like, maybe I have the wrong block for it. Maybe I'm not using the correct block. But here's the base right here, and here's the magnet. Now the problem I'm having is that when I do this, and then that happens.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's like, and it's freaking strong too. So as I try to set it, you watch, I'll get it on stream and I'll feel like a freaking idiot. Which I already feel like a freaking idiot.
You know, that looks like the magnet might be misaligned. Like somebody dropped it and then just shipped it to you.
That's what I'm wondering. But like I said, I've got it plugged in.
Yeah.
I've got it plugged in, but it's not. I think the base is supposed to light up, so it actually might be like when it lights up, it might be that it actually reverses the, or like lightens it, or just kind of does something to it to cause that. But I cannot. Yeah, every time I get it even close. But that was my thought: is that somebody banged it around and it probably got messed up.
Somebody banged your thingy around.
Somebody banged my thingy around, and now I'm just I'm sitting here fumbling with it. So
JD fumbling with his thingy as always.
the only other thing I can think of is trying to get a different, like here.
You don't want to change your thingy.
Well, I was going to try a different block or something and see if that worked, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So
Matthew
anyway,
has some advice. Matthew has some advice. It's all about grip.
It's all about the grip. Yeah, it's all about the grip. Yeah, yeah. Don't hold it. Yeah, see, look, boom, there you go. I just.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But
yeah, that's not supposed.
Your thingy was.
I don't think it's supposed to do that, and I'm guessing that I must have either got a faulty one.
Yeah.
Or I'm thinking. I think the graphic. I think the. Oh, wait a minute. Here, hang on a second. Maybe let me try this. I'm thinking that maybe somebody dropped it and it might have busted something on the inside of it, but I don't know. Because it's like just hovered above about a couple inches and then drop it, and I'm like, as soon as I do that, it
goes where it's not supposed to.
So it's 100%. It's not aligning correctly, and like I said, it could be just me. It could be that I'm not doing it right, which is a very good possibility. I mean, it would be the first time. Yeah. Matthew says it's defective. I agree. I think it's defective. I think it's damaged. So I'm gonna put it back in the box and I'm gonna put it back in the box and I'm gonna send it back because I think there's
JD's thingy is defective.
My thing became defective, and it could explain a lot of issues in my life. Just saying.
So, Ro, speaking of going back to your first episode,
nobody wants to see my thingy.
Oh, you have a thingy?
We'll get there. If you want to show your thingy, that's fine.
I always got a thingy.
But joining us is Charlie Kirby. How's it going, sir?
It's going good. I want to see the thingy.
So Charlie Kirby
we're trying to make the thingy work.
He was the first co-host of what used to be called Rogue One Radio.
I remember that.
Until we had to change the name due to reasons that I'm not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, I was on before Steve sold out, and back when it was cool. But it's all good. I'm not angry that he.
I've got a question about that though. I've got a question. If I sold out, how come I'm not making any money?
Because you're bad at it. You're bad at selling out.
and also speaking of co-host or former co-host, also joining us is DJ.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Grandpa?
Hey, man.
We're just in here showing our thingies.
Well, that's par for the course for you. I mean, you know.
And some of us are failing miserably at it. Just saying.
Some of us are failing to show our thingies. Ro hasn't even gotten a chance to play with his thingy yet.
I know. Just waiting for the right chance.
I'm
To
telling
answer
you.
your question,
Well,
Matthew, we started in November of 2019.
Wow.
why do I
That
have-
was when the first episode of our podcast began.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That's
I
right.
got
We were covering the Mandalorian episode.
Rose dreaded black lines here. I'm trying to get rid of that.
All right, Ro, show us your thingy.
All right. I always got something that I either forgot to unpack, forgot I purchased, or haven't gotten around to taking out of the box.
Charlie doesn't want to show us his face. I see how it is.
You have to buy a camera. Mate.
That's fair.
That explains why we never.
I'm going to show you my thingy with the disclaimer, though.
Uh-oh. If
That
it has
could
to come with it, if it has to come with a disclaimer, that could be a problem.
The pool was cold.
I mean, you might want to go get that checked out because it may be something wrong. I mean, I'm just saying.
Our podcast should come with a disclaimer.
I thought it did.
That's true.
Yeah, don't watch without parental consent.
Yeah, Smirking Bear, that is coming soon. It's coming soon. Only thingies.
Look at that pretty
look
thingy.
at
Admire
that.
my thingy.
That thingy is.
Oh, is that Inferno Squad?
Yeah.
That is a
yes,
beautiful
it is.
thingy.
Awesome.
But I had to get my money back because it came damaged.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Look at that.
that sucks.
Matthew says Rose thingy is in a big box. That it is.
But
All
I'm
right,
going to do
so-
some repair.
so-
DJ's going to help me figure out how to repair this puppy, recode it, and hopefully,
Sure.
it'll be good. But yeah, I bought this on eBay, and when I opened it up, it was crushed because some idiot shipping guy squeezed the box, and both sides were smashed in. And
So I guess here I'll show a thingy. This kind of goes along with Rose thingy.
Oh, very nice. Is that your official
nice.
membership
my-
pin?
Official
Oh, cool.
5 challenge coin. And it just so happens that I am officially an Inferno Squad.
Sweet.
So yes, Ro, I go out with
Very nice.
Very
That's cool.
nice.
but I don't have a whole lot of time because I am actually on location for work. But I did want to pop in and say hello. Congrats on 200. I'm glad you're still going strong. And I do appreciate you guys inviting me on and keeping me in the loop. But enjoy your show. I actually have to get to a work meeting now.
Well, glad.
Yeah,
Looks
I
like a
thought you
nice
were
work
able to get
meeting.
it done by
Looks like
7,
a nice
but-
work meeting. You got a fire going and everything.
Well, I stepped outside the conference room so I can jump on real quick, and they have a
Very nice.
little thing here at the hotel. So
Nice to see you as always,
but
DJ.
Yeah, but absolutely appreciate it. Love you guys. I'll
Thanks
talk
for
to you
coming
soon.
on, DJ. Good to see you.
You know, we do have a theme: defective thingies. Except for
Defective
Steve.
things. Except for mine. Mine was not defective.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a
Steve's
bomb.
The only one. Yeah, it wasn't a bomb.
It wasn't a bomb.
So CEO Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance says don't trust eBay. That's actually the first thing that ever arrived damaged. I buy a lot of stuff from eBay.
I buy a lot of stuff from eBay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know they protect you. Obviously, if it comes in damaged, you're able to get your money back. Everything's cool. But you know, I was going to send the item back, but the the owner said, you know, why bother? It's broken. He's covered with his money. I'm going to try to fix it and see. I mean, I don't resell them. I just put them up on the wall here, but
Yeah.
should be nice.
Very cool.
Hopefully.
The only bad thing I ever got from eBay was something similar. I got one of the Ahsoka Tano trooper helmets.
Mm.
and it was I thought it was something that the guy just like custom painted or whatever, which is what he kind of told me. And turns out that it was actually a cheap resin cast that somebody did, and you could tell it was very not good. It was very poorly done, and when they sent it to me in the box, it got damaged very badly. Same, with cracks in it, all kinds of stuff. And I contacted the seller and said, "Look, I'm returning this. There's no way I'm keeping it because it's damaged, and I don't. I'm not. I want my money back because I paid a decent little bit for it, even though it was a custom piece. And the pictures they put on there also misrepresented it because the paint and the lines were not correct and things like that. So I had to send it back. So it must be Star Wars helmets.
Yeah. It's too bad too.
Yeah,
Yeah. But we'll see.
So yeah, it was cool to see DJ. As I said, he was one of the co-hosts of the show. We've had a few. Of all of the co-hosts that I have had on the show, I believe only one of them is going to be unable to make it. But there is one more that should be able to make it. Eventually.
Geez, how many co-hosts have you had?
Well,
what a whore.
I have had, yeah, that's fair. So I've had Charlie. There was DJ and Nicole who were at the same time. And then between Charlie Kirby and DJ and Nicole, actually DJ was first and then Nicole came later. But they were co-hosts at the same time. But between them, there was Blue.
Hey, how's it going, folks?
Boo!
How's it going? I'm not going to be here for long. Hold on, I'm trying to get to a more flattering angle. I'm not going to be here for long because this website crashes my phone something awful, and my Wi-Fi cut out right before y'all started recording. But I just came by to say, hey, what's going on? Happy 200 episodes of Rebel Rock Radio.
Heck yeah!
It's been
so Blue was the host back in 2020 for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, for a minute.
And he also technically he is still a part of the podcast because he is my co-host for our Batcave series that we do as part of our
plus Twilight of Vakanta.
That's right. He's also in our Star Wars RPG game.
Yes. I never really left.
Who seems to for some reason catches the most crap.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Once I start running my game, shit's gonna change. No, it's not.
No, we'll probably still get you.
No, I'll manage to find a way.
Well, hopefully you'll have better Wi-Fi than that happens.
Oh my God, we're trying. It's been a process. I really thought tonight may be the night, and then I like an hour before the show started, I booted up my computer, not even to like check the Wi-Fi, but just for my own purposes. And it was like, you cannot open this. I was not looking at porn. I was not looking at porn. I was trying to look to make sure that my webcomic uploaded. Which, by the way, if you're not reading my webcomic, you should go do that. Yeah, I need to go make sure it was uploaded because my co-author, artist, co-creator was like, yeah, I did Tumblr, and I was like, oh, I should probably check to make sure that he did it right. Not because I don't trust him, but because I don't trust him. And then it didn't work, and I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, his co-author is the patron known as Funky S. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, what were you saying about him?
Well, we were saying that it would be cool to have a buddy cop show called Funky S and Brennan.
Funky S and what?
Brennan.
Who's Brennan?
He is one of our other new patrons. Speaking of which, Funky S is in the chat room.
Boom.
He did do it right. He's not lying. I did end up figuring that out.
Also in the chat room is Shizzy Busy Boy.
Oh shit! Did I just flip my phone? Hold on.
Awesome. Welcome to the chat, Shizzy Busy Boy.
Yeah, that's my. Don't pay attention to him. Hey, hey. I'm kidding. Clearly. Right. Anyway.
No, I don't think you are.
I was thinking that I was just going to blame Kentucky on the Wi-Fi issue, but then I remembered that Spencer is in Kentucky, so I can't blame it on Kentucky.
Spencer's an actually populated part of Kentucky. Honestly, this might work. I've got you set up on top of my air fryer right now. How do I look?
Awesome.
I got my sweater on. It's been a lazy day today because I forgot I had a webcomic to publish. But yeah, 200 episodes of Rebel Rock Radio. You know who Brennan is if you paid attention. Hey, fuck you.
So
bring in my DM, Spencer.
now that we got through all the housekeeping stuff and all the intro jibber jabber, let's see. Let us start with Charlie. Charlie, do you have any favorite Rebel Rock Radio moments that you can think of?
Rebel Rock Radio moments?
It could be specific moments that we've done over 200 episodes, or a favorite episode, maybe.
Well, I think like the best episodes are some of the first episodes.
Wow.
I wonder why.
He's not biased. He's not biased.
Yeah, not biased at all.
I really liked when we were covering when the Mandalorian. When we first started, the Mandalorian was coming out.
That's why we started the podcast in the first place. It's because of the Mandalorian.
And doing that on the show was really fun. I would have to. I was watching the show twice, taking my notes, and that was a good time.
Wait, as a co-host, you took notes?
Well, listen,
it was a better podcast back then.
I didn't even take notes.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
We haven't done notes here in a few hundred episodes.
What are notes?
What's this organization and notes bullshit?
I haven't done notes in 200 episodes.
He's not lying, chat. I don't think I've ever seen.
To be fair, though, I actually have a document called show notes that I regularly refer to so I can remember where in the show we were at.
Unedited since 2019.
we try to do the same thing.
Try.
I do have a Google Doc in my account that's like Batcave show notes. And I have not checked that document once. I opened it and I was like, all right, cool. I got the idea.
Yeah. So we try to follow that as well. So the first episodes are your favorites. That's good. That's fair.
The Mandalorian covering. We were covering Mandalorian. A lot of stuff was happening back then with Star Wars.
Yeah. And then Rise of Skywalker came out, and then you decided you didn't want to do it anymore.
I felt real bad.
That's all.
Come on.
It's all good.
Come on.
It's all good.
But he stayed for The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi is like I am a Last Jedi apologist. And then I am too,
but I'm also a Rise of Skywalker apologist.
That's fine. My issue wasn't that I didn't like the movie or whatever. It was the fandom had become so toxic at that point. I was hoping Rise of Skywalker would like chill things out, and it did not chill things out.
It did not. It made it worse.
It
did 100% make it worse.
Yeah, like liking movie, not liking movie, that's whatever. It's how people treated each other that I didn't really like at the time.
Yeah, it got pretty ugly, and it still is pretty ugly. The fandom is pretty nasty. In fact, back when you and I were doing the show together, we actually did a show about online discourse, which is still relevant today. As relevant as it was back in 2019.
We'll have to bring it back.
Yeah, you should do an updated version of it. Watch that episode or listen to it and see if anything actually has changed or not.
Yeah, really.
Huh.
Yeah, but clearly you weren't paying attention when the Acolyte came out.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That linked onto my Twitter feed. The whole Acolyte stuff. I don't even follow Star Wars shit, and somehow I'm getting the Acolyte is horrible. I'm like, what? Why am I seeing this?
Yeah, and you haven't even watched Andor yet, man.
Hey, man.
Crazy.
I don't have to watch Star Wars to be on the Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, Andor is so good, it's barely Star Wars.
It's not a prerequisite or anything.
No. I don't have to watch Star Wars to have an opinion, do I?
I don't know. On this show, you can I'm just messing with you.
You may or may not get chastised. I'm just saying.
I get enough shit from him already.
Charlie, that was actually the next to last show that you were on.
What was
we
that?
We did our online discourse episode, and then the last one that you were on with me was our episode about Star Wars gaming.
Yeah.
Back on January 12th, 2020.
Then I think we took a hiatus, and then I never came back from the hiatus.
Yeah. That is true.
They're still waiting.
Yeah.
That
show never came back.
Wait a minute. What are you trying to say? I'm in the. I'm here. Do people? Am I televising here?
Guys, do you hear that?
In for me.
There's
a weird sound going on.
Brian, welcome. Aloha, sir.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Hey, I felt left out.
So now, while Ro was never a co-host, he has been a guest many times, and he is the creator of the podcast network on which we used to belong. We have been on each other's show many times. In fact, Blue and I came on your show a long time ago, and we talked about Rogue One.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I think the Blue, do you smoke?
Couldn't pay me to.
Trick question.
Trick question.
Did my dad set you up on this one?
Because I remember.
You can just ask me. I'm an adult.
Yeah, I thought I remember you guys being on, and then you left because you needed to go take a smoke, and you went outside.
That was not him. Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
If I was on your show, that would have been while I was in high school.
Yeah, I think.
And I would have gotten my ass beat for that kind of stunt.
Yeah, I think you were about 16.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that was about 16. I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Dang, Spencer.
What's Spencer on about? Oh.
Anyway,
speaking of toxic fans,
you don't know the half of it, Spencer.
Let's not get into that.
Moving on.
And we're moving on.
That is a story not meant to be told on a live stream.
How about those defective thingies?
Defective thingies, yeah. So
Yeah.
Ro, can you think of any favorite Rebel Rock Radio moments?
No, you guys have been pretty consistent with the discussions and the talking and the guests and the discussions. So, I mean, 200 episodes is quite a feat, and they're all pretty damn good.
I think one of the greatest moments in Rebel Rock Radio history was our discussion about coffee enemas.
What?
Oh, you haven't seen the coffee enema episode?
Did I miss
man, you gotta
something?
watch
Can
the
somebody
coffee
link?
enema.
We're
Look,
gonna have to put
we're
that.
all in the Discord, right? Somebody link that to me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that in the show notes in the Discord and YouTube, so that way people can refer back to the coffee enema episode.
Definitely.
Yes,
I'm not reading the show
and
notes.
that went multi podcast, by the way, too, because the coffee enema discussion not only ended up in a Salacious Rum episode, but it also ended up in a skit featuring myself, Steve, and Salacious Rum. So we may have to put both of those in there, just so you know.
I do remember that now.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I don't remember what episode that was. To be fair, I just remember. I mean, it has been since you've been on the show, JD.
Yes. Well, it was
That
a
narrows
discussion.
it down.
It was a discussion that you and I had, and I know it was
Yes.
about the time your coffee maker went out, and we were giving you crap about coffee makers, and we had a huge discussion about coffee makers, and you said something to the effect of, "I just need to hook up an enema and go for it."
Because I had to figure out some way to get my coffee.
Yeah, to
Joy,
figure out some
how's
way
it
to get your
going,
coffee.
Joy? Good to see you back.
Joy.
So Joy
Joy.
is the chat room participant that made. Oh man, I didn't upload that either. Hang on.
Is it the image of like the little egg guys?
Egg? Those are rocks, man. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, Joy.
So Joy created our rock avatar. So thank you, Joy, and
the likeness is incredible.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, you walked into a coffee enema discussion, but no, I don't remember what episode that was. I just remember that it has been since you've been on the show, and that's only been since. I mean, you've only been on with us for a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
That's still a lot of episodes.
Yeah, that's Brian. Honestly, that's what we're missing. We're missing Tina, because Tina would know when we started talking about that, because it has been since I've been on the show, so it's been in the past year or a little over a year. But yeah, so I want to say it was like this time almost a year ago.
Tina will not be able to make it tonight. She's got some issues going on at home.
Oh, hopefully everything's okay.
Damn.
Yeah, I hope everything's going on. I believe, JD, the first episode you were on was the solo 5 years later.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Which we can talk about when you get around to me.
Yeah. Blue, can you think of any favorite Rebel Rock Radio moments?
I
besides the coffee enema.
But obviously, I wouldn't.
Matthew's still waiting for his favorite episode. See, here's the thing.
At least
you clearly like the show because you pay us to keep doing it.
I prefer to think of it as helping us pay the bills in order to watch it.
That is fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, I'd say I don't really have a favorite one. Obviously, I could be self-centered and say the parts that I'm in, but honestly, being there
Who would say something like that?
I can't help if it's
being here since the start. You guys started this podcast while I was still in high school, and going from something that you just did in your bedroom, at odd hours of the night. Well, not odd hours of the night, but I had something that you did with your buddy to a community, and having been in networks and having the capacity to get to 200 episodes of this podcast. That's really been incredible. I mean, it's going seeing it from me and my buddy Charlie are starting a podcast to we are at 250 something subscribers, 200 episodes, and dedicated fan base. It's really been incredible.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite moment. If
253 to be exact.
That's right.
I believe that's correct. I checked before the live stream.
I just looked 253, which is fantastic, which is awesome.
Which is great.
So yeah, it's just
which is awesome.
It's been something, and being on the podcast has been a lot of fun, and doing the Batcave has been fun, and but generally it's really it's you've grown a community, which is really incredible.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. It's not a moment, but it's something.
Do you know of any favorite episodes?
Let me think. What was the first episode that I stopped being the co-host? That one. No, oh man, there's been some good ones. I'd say, okay, here's one. Throwback, way like beginning of the show. We did a Superman episode with your friend Dave. Dave? Was it Dave?
Yeah, it was Dave.
Yeah,
that was a good show.
We did a show with him, and it was like, we were clocking it like an hour, maybe an hour and some change for every episode. And this one was like, what, 2 hours? It was way longer. And we end it, and you're like, oh my God. We went on forever. And I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot to say.
There is a lot to say about Superman. And we went pretty in depth.
We went in depth. But that is one notable memory. And then a close second is whichever one I stopped co-hosting after.
What? The episodes that I'm not in.
Yeah, the episode.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think your last one might have been the Fallout episode.
Maybe. I don't remember why I stopped co-hosting, to be honest.
Maybe that was the first one. Well, because you had so much else going on. You had high school crap to deal with.
Smoking.
Fair enough.
Smoke.
No.
Watching porn. I don't know.
God. A lot of assumptions being thrown around today.
That's fair.
You guys act like No, I've been denying this entire time.
The Fallout episode was the last episode you were on.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that was episode
When was that?
That was episode number 22, October 13th.
Of what year?
Good question. 2020.
God, that is... Wow. How long has this show been going on? It started in
Zombie
what?
Hunter. 20... How's it going, man?
Hey, Zombie Hunter.
This was we answered this question earlier. The first episode was November 2019.
November 2019. Man, that's 6 years of Rebel Rock Radio.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Crazy stuff.
And we promised, when we hit 200, we wouldn't ask for more followers, but, we got to 250 and we still need more. Just saying.
We need 500.
We need 500, damn it.
We need 500.
I always wonder, though. I wonder for people who have like thousands of followers and they if they stumble across this one and go, we're excited about 250. And they go, what?
Yeah. Really?
You guys are excited about 250? What the hell?
To be fair, the more you have, the
we
more
are
you
excited.
want.
We have low expectations. We're excited.
250 people is a lot, to be fair.
Well,
it is.
Imagine if you walked out of your house and there were 250 people.
We've been doing this for 5 years. That's one subscriber per episode, basically.
That's like 1.25 followers an episode.
At this rate, we'll get to 500 6 years from now. So stay tuned, people.
Here's to another 6 years of Rebel Rock Radio.
Heck yeah! If I'm still alive.
See, I keep wanting to call it Rogue One Radio. I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I still kind of in my mind when I see a post from Steve, I still think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see RRR and I think Rogue One Radio.
Ro, you just sent me a message that you're gonna have to get off soon. So, do you have any other thoughts about the show?
About this show?
Well, not this specific episode.
No, I mean,
This-
like I
this-
said,
This show
Good
has been
episodes.
broken thingies and technical
yeah.
difficulties forever.
for sure.
But not a
Yeah.
broken stream so far.
No, so far
No,
we're
it's
doing
going
good.
pretty good. Going
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But
I just realized I
200
muted too.
200 episodes is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, you guys started a couple months after we did, and it's been. I'm sure you guys have had fun talking with the community and collaborating with other folks. I think that's what it's all about. Whether you have 200 followers or 2,000 followers, I think that's one of the things that keeps us behind the camera and behind the mic here. And cheers to 200 and looking forward to 200 more.
No,
Thanks, Ro.
sure.
And that's
Thanks,
the
Ro.
scuttlebutt, baby.
So make sure that you check out the Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast. I will put a link in the show description to their YouTube channel. Actually, I'll just put your bio link in there.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, go.
Wait a minute. You have a bio link, don't you?
I particularly don't. The bio link is just for the Red 5 network, but you can put that in there if you want.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and put that in. there.
We're in there somewhere.
Cool.
We're in there in the S section for Scuttlebutt.
Or Scarif.
Oh yeah, that's right. That too.
Yeah.
The Scarif area code in the S's.
Cool.
But Steve, thank you
Awesome.
very much for having me. It was a blast. JD, I really, if you fix that thing, post it because I'd like to see. Otherwise, hope you have the receipt there, buddy.
If I get it working, I will definitely probably show it next time and show that I actually got it working and successfully. And yeah, I will show some pictures in Discord and things like that. So I'll keep everybody updated on that.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the stream. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for coming,
See you,
Ro.
Ro.
Enjoy having you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Blue, real quick, can you want to take a minute or two to talk about your webcomic?
Yeah, I was about to say I may need to. Stevie, are you still watching? Can you say something in chat if you're still watching? I can't text you right now. Hold on. Okay, so I mentioned my webcomic earlier. Also, God, this fucking phone sucks. Spencer said something earlier, and I was like, yeah, it does. It's horrible. Eventually, I'll have a computer again. I promise. So I am currently. We're like 30 pages in, but me and my friend Stevie, we have been okay. Stevie, DM my dad the link to the bio link or the link tree to Temporal Tumult. Dad, you're gonna get a DM soon. You'll never guess what it is though. Don't DM him anything else. Do not DM him sensitive information. Do not send him your banking info. He will try to get it.
Dude, I don't want to see your junk.
Stevie, God damn it! I should have started with that.
I don't want to see your thingy.
Again? If I have to tell him to stop sending people his junk one more time, we're gonna have an issue. Fool me
gravy.
once, shame on me. Fool me 7 times. I don't know anymore. Anyway, webcomic. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's very niche internet shit. It's on par for the people that Stevie and I hang out with. Also, I realize it's gonna be so confusing saying Stevie because they're gonna think I'm just referring to you as some like casual title. My friend Funkiest, him and I, we've been working on this webcomic. It's very 2010s internet bullshitty. But we have been
Oh, there he goes. We lost him.
No, we lost Blue.
Yeah. If you folks haven't got a chance to check out what is it, Temporal Tumult is what it's called,
Yes.
Steve? Is that right?
Yeah, Temporal Tumult.
If you guys haven't got a chance to check it out, I'm sure Steve's going to put something in the show notes for
it's
it.
It's a cool little web comic. I think you folks would like it.
Yes.
I will be putting. Oh, I think he's back.
Is he back?
There we go.
Can't get rid of me that easily.
Yeah.
What was I saying? It's a comic. It's a weird format. It's not like a comic book, but
it's kind of like Homestuck, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're trying to be better than Homestuck because Homestuck fucking sucks. Don't look up Homestuck. Nobody in here look up Homestuck.
I thought you liked that.
I do.
You have like several books.
I do. It's a horrible mistake. Yeah,
you lost your AOL dial-up.
Yeah, I'm like sliding those free discs that you get in the mail. Is that a reference? Did the old people get that one?
Yeah. Did you get that one, JD?
Hey!
Oh, I'm sorry. Do the vintage people? Do the fossils get it? Okay, hold on. I'm getting up because I'm. So it's
Did you just
technically
call us fossils.
No.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah.
Anyways, God.
Some of us still remember 45's 8 tracks and when there was no internet and you could literally strangle yourself with your own cord when you were talking on the telephone. But you people, you younger folks, you babies don't.
Joy knows what Homestuck is.
Joy, no. Joy, why'd you have to bring up Homestuck? Anyway,
So,
it's in that style.
Here is a reference you probably have not heard in a while either. Remember the web cartoon Homestar Runner?
I know Homestar Runner.
Yeah.
I know of Homestar Runner. I never watched it.
I used to watch it. Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
That sounds like an insult. I have friends that like Homestar Runner.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not going to get insulted until people start talking about Captain Planet.
Strong bad.
Questionable content. I don't know. You'd have to go see it, but it's something that we've been working on. I actually have been working on it since my senior year. It is a concept that I started in my economics class that I fucking hated. And I was like, I'm going to make a time travel comic idea. And then I made the idea, and then it sat in the back of my mind for...
Strong bad.
Yeah, I put it in the back of my mind for strong bad. Anyway. And then for 2025, I was talking to my friend Funkius, and I was like, we got to do something this year, because we didn't do fucking shit in 2024. And now we're doing Temporal Tumult. One of my ideas is finally coming to fruition, and we've got a link that you should have, Dad.
Yeah, it will be in the show description.
So yeah, if you're interested, I'm not gonna beg for views. I'm not that kind of person. But we post the comic.
I will beg for views.
Get a load of this guy. But if you want to look,
for views, for subscribers, for patrons,
for money, you beg for a sandwich, really, like a decent sandwich.
No, it's literally just to pay the streaming bills.
Yeah, no, I know. He's talked to me about it. I've heard.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the point is, if you want to go check it out, the link is in the description or the show notes or whatever. It would mean a lot to me. Right now. Squirrel, dude.
Oh, take a drink.
I don't have a drink tonight. Squirrel.
Never change.
Focus, buddy.
It would mean a lot to us if you went and checked it out. I'm not gonna beg you, but it would mean a lot. It's something that we're really excited to be working on. It's something that I personally have had a lot of fun writing for. It's in its infancy. It's barely taken its first steps, but we are having a lot of fun doing it. A lot of the discussions about it just turn into giggle fits because we can't take our own comics seriously. Why are you smiling? Dad, why are you smiling? I saw that. What did you see?
So I am getting the impression that when I play a sound clip here in Restream, you guys can't hear it, but those viewing can.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I have a
No,
sound clip. I found a sound clip on the internet of a squirrel squeaking.
That's exactly what you need. More ways to throw everybody off.
We didn't hear that. Now, if you heard that in the chat, let us know. But I didn't hear that because I didn't even hear the opening music. So yeah, I wasn't going to say that till later. But yeah, I didn't hear the opening music. So
yeah, so there's upsides and downsides to Restream, but
cheap.
The big upside is it's a hell of a lot cheaper than StreamYard.
But yeah,
and I like this whole chat situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking how the chat thing works. Yeah.
It's formatted weird on my phone, but I can live with that.
And this is cool too. If people want to see what's going on in the chat.
Oh my god, that is actually fantastic. Hold on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And if Steve takes it away, for those of you who can't see behind the scenes, if Steve takes that away, we can still see your chats from all of the different places we're streaming in the background, which is awesome. So that way we don't have to look at other medium or look at our phone in order to see what other people are saying. We can see it all come up on here, which is awesome.
Yeah. So, Tempura Tumult.
Temporal Tumult. Webcomic, we're on. The actual comic is on, what is it called? The good Twitter. Blue Sky. It is posted on Tumblr. And we have an Instagram that we use to just say, like, hey, new updates. We also have a Discord server if you want to come talk about it. And it's very baby. It's in its youth. But it's been a lot of fun working on it. And it's something that we're very excited for everyone to see more of. Yeah.
Hey, you know what cool about StreamYard, or not StreamYard, but Restream? I can, I mean, this will only make sense to Blue, but I can upload a slide presentation.
Ooh. Big, if true.
Yeah. And
okay, we have a topic.
Watching Batcave.
Which, if you haven't, I did not work on a slideshow presentation for you to not go watch Batcave. Come on, y'all.
Anyway, so yeah, that link will be in the show description if you want to check that out. So make sure you go check that sucker out. So you know what? Other than Frosty, we have the entire Twilight of Vakanta team here in the.
Well, where's Frosty? Let's get her in here.
Where is Frosty?
That'd be cool. She doesn't really come in the chat. She doesn't really come into the chat room.
Yeah,
I should hope not.
That's what I thought you were going to say when you said that, was you got the entire Twilight of Vakanta people in there. I thought Frosty was here. I'd be like, hey, can't bring her in here.
Yeah, I think she has something else that she does on Tuesdays that prevents her from being able to hang out.
For those of you who have not got a chance, it's part of our Patreon program, the Twilight of Vakanta series. All three of us, Steve is our game master, and the three of us play. We all have our own separate characters that we do. It's a hilariously fun and good time.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Blue catches crap, I catch crap. I catch crap for being a
It's really just the two of us.
Literally, it's you and I. Yeah, usually it's you and I. Yeah, Frosty.
We've reached an agreement, though, you and I.
Have we?
Yeah, because it was definitively proven that Vexar wasn't at fault for the ship crashing.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, I think I'm still a truther, though. I still think it crashed.
Yeah.
Well, no one asked you.
You know, spice can't melt steel beams. You know what I mean?
Whoa! Hold on a second. I don't think we need to go there.
No, but spice can. If you set it on fire.
Yeah, spice is generally a problem when it comes to Vexar.
So, like I said, for those of you who don't know, this is the kind of rhetoric that goes on with one other person, usually Frosty, during our Twilight of Vakanta series. It's just like this the whole damn time.
Frosty's
it is hilarious and it's fun.
Frosty's an instigator.
Well, yeah, I was going to say troublemaker.
100%.
I'm very excited to start running my own game for this group.
To like role play and be in character and move the story, and it's like I'm just being a big lizard. I don't know.
What am I doing the entire time?
What do you mean?
That's my character.
Jibber jabbering, and
me and him are trying to shoot people all the time, and you're the one that always wants to talk through things.
Well, let us shoot.
Moving on. God, it's not even Thursday today.
Moving on. So, JD.
Yes.
JD, can you name me some of your favorite Rebel Rock Radio moments? Besides the coffee enema.
Oh, besides the coffee enema.
See,
two of my favorite.
I thought Matthew was talking about tramp stamps, but he's not.
Don't sound so disappointed, Dad.
Yeah.
The neighbors will talk.
They do anyway.
Probably.
Honestly, you know what? I think some of my favorite episodes that I can think of off the top of my head, and these aren't my favorite one. I'll talk about my favorite one here in a second. But some of my favorite episodes that we've done since I've especially been a co-host is I've really enjoyed some of our like shenanigans episodes where we don't have a set topic, we don't talk about anything that like is on any kind of outline. We just kind of talk about things that come to mind, and just speak on like current events and things like that. And every once in a while, I think it's nice to just kind of sit and interact with the chat, and people ask questions, or we just go through and we ask each other questions about things that we've got coming, that's come up, or about different subjects and things like that. And so the shenanigan episodes has been fun. I've enjoyed a lot of our guests that we've had. Ro, I've enjoyed the episodes with them. Pete Fletzer and what's her face? The gal from the last gal that we had. Dang it. Yeah, that one.
Rebecca,
thank you. Good Lord.
That took a second for Dad. That was like, come
I
on,
was
man, help
trying
him
to
out.
think of who he was referring to, because we've had
Becca.
several guests on the show. Like we had Sawyer, and
yep.
I don't remember her co-host name.
Yeah, with Sawyer. Yeah, there's another one. Some of the better ones have been when we get other people in here who kind of break it up a little bit, and because you and I have our back and forth and our rhetoric that we do with each other, but it's always nice to have somebody else thrown in there. So I've really enjoyed the guest episodes. I mean, I hope we can get more people in
It's
time.
always nice to horrify other people with the way we do things.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hey man, if you guys would invite me,
we can.
No, I'm talking about like people
camera.
who, like, there's people out there that we have on as guests who have like never even seen the show. So when they come on as a guest, they're like, "What the hell is going on here?"
No, that's pretty much my reaction. But somehow I leave and I'm like, yeah. Wait, what were you saying, JD? You were saying something. You were going like this. What was that? Just a second ago.
I said somebody else needs to get it. Somebody else needs to get a camera. He needs to get a camera.
That's fair.
It is a very recent development that I am using my camera. So I mean,
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
also,
in all fairness to Skier, though, none of us hardly ever use our cameras when we play Twilight of Vakanta. So, I mean,
Ubaldo says he likes. I guess he's saying he likes the squirrel episodes. I think he's
Squirrel episode.
referring to our shenanigans episodes.
Shenanigans. I love the shenanigans episodes. I think they're fun.
Those are
Is that not every episode?
Those are our squirrel episode. Well, yeah, all of our episodes are.
Every episode's a squirrel episode around these parts.
That's fair. That is fair.
You know, I mean, we try to keep a timeline of the topic. We try to at a certain point get to task. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes we get a little bit more news than we want. Sometimes our thingies don't work. Sometimes they work, and they're.
Speak for yourself, man. My
Hey,
thingy's
man,
always
that's average at your age. There's no shame in having a broken thingy.
Hey, we don't need to be bringing up age, you're young man.
I'm 20 years old. What are you talking about?
Here, whippersnapper.
I'm in the prime of my life. And I've got a bagel, so who's really winning here?
Oh, kids, I tell you what.
I don't think God approves of the bagel, to be honest.
You know what? I know people are going to find this shocking, and for me, but before I was actually. Steve was on another podcast, and it was actually on Around the Galaxy, and we were all in the Discord talking. And normally I kind of keep track of the Discord just to see what people are talking about and things like that. But all of a sudden, one day I'm looking at the Discord, and Steve pops in there and says something about, hey, does anybody want to get on a podcast and talk about Solo, a Star Wars story? And I'm like, hell, I love talking about Star Wars. I'll talk with Star Wars with anybody. And this is before I had a chance to actually meet Steve. I had seen him in the chat, but I didn't actually know. I had never met him or seen him on the thing. I had never actually seen Rebel Rock Radio. I didn't know anything about it at the time. And I said, hell, why not? I'll go in and talk about it.
And we got still here.
And I'm still here.
And you're still here.
And shockingly enough, this is one of those things in my life that I never thought would be a thing for me. would be
Rebel Squirrel Radio.
The Rebel Squirrel Radio. Squirrel Rock Radio. But it was something in my life that I never thought I'd actually I would actually be a part of, as being co-hosting a show with someone and being on and being able to talk about the stuff that I love. Because me being from Kansas, if I try to have a conversation with people that I know or people that are buddies of mine about Star Wars, most of them look at me and goes, dude, you should really grow up. Which to my response is either eat shit and die or go F yourself. And
finally have relations with yourself.
Yeah, and the great thing about YouTube and kind of the weird thing about the internet and COVID and all that was the rise of content creators and the amount of people that came out of it. And, I watched a lot of it when it was 2020 because there wasn't a lot to do. And I got to see a bunch of different people, different things. Now, I never thought I would be a person who would be able to actually get on and talk about it. So I think my favorite part of it is that not necessarily the show itself, but when you asked me to be on as a guest to talk about it, and then you asked me to come back again, and then you just kept saying, hey, man, why don't you come back and talk about this? Why don't you come back and talk about this? And then you were like, oh, I'm just going to make you a regular co-host on the show if you don't mind. And I went, are you kidding? Is that even a discussion? Sure,
JD, that's how it gets you. That's unironic. I'm pretty sure that's how
you end up on a podcast.
No, that's how I ended up. I'm pretty sure.
How Steve kidnapped JD.
Spencer, it's not kidnapping if you're willing. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not kidnapping.
Oh, yeah, you guys are pals.
Heck yeah.
JD is not required to be here. I hope. JD, blink twice if he's coercing you. But no, that's how I ended up on here.
I swear,
JD.
Steve, I swear, I only got something. I got something in my contact. I swear. No.
That's how he got me. Is he was like, hey, do you want to come on the show and do this? And I'm like, I'm 16. I got nothing to do today.
Charlie, how did we get started with Rogue One Radio?
Good story.
I think it was mostly you, really, because we were listening to a lot of Star Wars podcast at the time. Star Wars podcasting back when we started, as it got really big, like right before The Force Awakens came out, a lot of Star Wars podcasts and stuff started popping up, and and so
You know what? Actually, I just remembered how we got the idea to do Rogue One Radio. I was doing a podcast called The Outer Limits.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
You were a guest because and the topic of that show was basically, hey, this show called The Mandalorian is coming out soon, and I'm very excited about it. So you and I were talking on that podcast, and then after that was over, you and I started thinking, how come we don't do a Star Wars podcast?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Oh, I forgot about Outer Limits.
Yeah.
That's
Outer
such a good
Limits is
name.
old. That is.
It is. It is.
You still have a blog for that, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Could I admit something? Oh, my earbud fell out.
Wait. Is it at least decently kid friendly?
Yes.
Dude, this show hasn't been kid friendly in 4 years.
I'm trying.
It wasn't kid friendly when I was on it, dude. No,
I'm trying to establish boundaries for him. I'm just saying, dude, at least try to make it.
I'm having a lot of fun with this bagel, yeah. But don't look down here. This is NFW. 18 plus corner down here. No, well, I just realized Outer Limits is meant to be like Outer Limits. But like it just occurred to me after 20 years that that's like the joke. And well, guys, it's been really great being here. I'm
gonna tell you an old guy. I'm gonna tell you an old guy part of that.
Oh,
when you're 20 years old, stuff like that is funny. When you're over 50 or damn near 50, it's just embarrassing and you just want to shoot yourself.
No, it's been my entire life. I've known the phrase Outer Limits since I was this big. And I've just realized it's supposed to be Outer Limits, and it took Charlie saying like, "Man, I really like that name," to go like, "Why?" Oh, 20 years built up to this.
That's like earlier.
I am still doing the Outer Limits in some capacity. I'm doing right here. I'm going to show it to you. It's a Substack newsletter that I do every week.
Nice.
So
nice.
If you're interested in checking that out, I'll put a link to that in the show description as well.
And see, I felt like that earlier when I was trying to figure out how to get my thingy to work, and I couldn't get it to work, and then because it's used magnets. And when Ro asked me, he says, "Are you sure it's working right?" And I went, "How do you tell?" I didn't laugh because I'm young and go, "Gosh dang it, I'm stupid." I went, "Oh my God, I'm an idiot." And then I realized my mistake. And I went to Ro and I said, "Okay, scientifically, I know how a magnet is supposed to work. That's not the problem. The problem is I'm not sure how this particular device is supposed to work correctly with the magnet." So that's what I meant, but that's not what I said. So I was basically eating my foot at that point.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I just have a case of the giggles today. I was on a call before this, and I just kept laughing at my own jokes, like you know how like a baby like sees itself in the mirror and starts giggling. It's like that.
JD has Stockholm syndrome.
No, don't punish me. No, I really want to be here. No,
okay,
come on, let him sleep inside tonight.
Don't do it.
Matthew, I will have you know, I do not own any Boba Fett pajamas.
But I do know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Not that he's going to admit to.
Well, wait a second. What are you talking about, dude? What about that realistic mannequin of yours that you keep in there, and it's like there's like 4 of them, and they're all your different nerd. But you got Boba Fett,
That's
you got Darth Vader. I don't like the implications of there being 4 of you. That's a frightening thing to say to me.
Now the Boba Fett Crocs, on the other hand.
Oh, not
Oh,
ever
those are
going to happen.
phenomenal.
Not ever going to happen.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
They will go straight to the trash. There will no.
I
Crocs will never.
those are cool.
Crocs
I
will
will
never
make
be
it.
on these feet.
I will make it my life's goal to find you a set of Boba Fett Crocs.
I will not wear them. I will
See-
not wear them. I won't.
If you see, I get the Crocs, and then I get paint, and I make the Boba Fett Crocs.
I'm gonna search
Custom
Etsy right
made.
now.
Okay, so I do not have Boba chaps either.
What about
Boba
like?
Fett leather
What about
chaps?
like?
Yes.
What about like kinky boots, like Boba Fett kinky boots that go up to your
There's
like
something wrong
above
with
your
you.
knee?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I came from you.
we
I got it from
we
you.
need to move. We need to move on to yes, Bear. I do not like Crocs. We need to move on away. We've gone through our favorite Rebel Rock Radio moments. Now it is time to chat briefly about our favorite moments in Star Wars. So let us start with, you know what, Blue? Go ahead and start with your favorite Star Wars moments.
Favorite Star Wars moments.
And
Okay.
it could be movie,
TV, etc., etc.
cartoon, video game, anything.
Okay, I've got 3.
Okay.
My number 3, and this is in order of least to greatest. My number 3, surprisingly to only Dad, is actually the ending of Rogue One as a whole. And I'm not just talking Darth Vader hallway. I'm talking Jin and fucking Andor. On the beach, watching the Death Star blow up the planet, to Leia on the bridge of the Tantive, whatever the fuck, Tantive 4. That entire like sequence. No, don't judge me. I haven't watched Star Wars.
I'm not
anything.
laughing at you because of that.
He's not laughing at you.
I'm laughing about what Matthew said.
Oh. Hey, can we ban Matthew?
I hate that movie. I hate that movie too.
But yeah, the entire ending, and the only reason I think this is
stuff about Star Wars, Spencer.
I know probably more than you.
Ooh,
that'll be the next episode. Me and you, we'll do a quiz show.
We'll do a quiz show with Spencer and Blue.
That's a great idea. I've given you 2 good ideas now for episodes.
I've only heard one.
We'll discuss this after the show. We're gonna have a serious talk.
No, what was your first one?
The true mastermind behind Rebel.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay. What was number 2?
No, the first idea was the first idea was like get my friend that's never like consumed Star Wars and try to explain it to him.
Oh, right.
And then the quiz show. Anyway, so number 1 is that entire sequence because it really is, and I think the only reason I think it's surprising is because you think that I like hate Rogue One or whatever, but I think that really it's I don't know, it's really good from like a filmmaking standpoint, with the Scarif and them accepting their deaths basically, and then it's cool in a Star Wars sense because it's Darth Vader chopping up a bunch of dudes in the hallway looking badass as hell. But it's just, I don't know, it's a good scene. It's a good set of scenes. And then my second favorite is, it would have to be the ending of Star Wars Rebels where Kanan Jarrus like sacrifices himself. I thought that was a really good, his whole like character throughout the show was really incredible. I love Kanan Jarrus, and having that be his ending where he doesn't die as Kanan Jarrus, he dies as Caleb Doom, and I think that's really, I don't know, it was really good. I really like that scene. And then my favorite Star Wars of all time is, oh god, like the ass end of Revenge of the Sith. I'm talking Obi-Wan and Anakin, like Obi-Wan on the ship to Where's Padme. I'm talking the entire ending because it is that to me is the entire crux of Star Wars. You have these two brothers in arms, people that grew up together, now forced to choose a side in this intergalactic conflict. You have some of the best saber fighting cinematography in the entire fucking franchise. Incredible. And then you have the tragedy that is Skywalker, where he did everything for her, but now she's dead, and he doesn't even know if his children survived. And I also just love Revenge of the Sith. I always have, and it's yeah, it's
Okay.
I don't know.
Good one. Good ones. All right. Well, let's move over to Charlie.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Yeah. Favorite Star Wars moments, and it doesn't have to be ranked like Blue did it. That's fine.
Yeah, because I'm probably gonna think about back in 2017, we was able to go to Celebration in Orlando with Sarah, my wife, and being able, and because that's when like Star Wars Mania was like at its height at that point. Force Awakens had come out. It was a huge movie. Everyone was excited about The Last Jedi, and the vibes were immaculate at the time. And that was a great celebration to be at. And being in the room, we were like in an annex room for when the trailer was released. So we weren't in the room with the people, but we were in a big room with a big screen. And that was great. Whatever people thought about The Last Jedi whenever it came out, whatever, that trailer was fire, and everyone loved it. And
the movie was fire too. The movie was fire too.
Yes, I agree.
It should be put to fire.
Dang.
But yeah, I think that's it. Like
The Rise of Skywalker is not as bad as people think. The Rise of Skywalker is not as bad as people think.
Jeez, bullshit.
Whatever.
But yeah, being at Celebration, I got to see some, podcasters that I had been listening to. Being in the room for that trailer release, like the energy was crazy. It was something I got to do with my wife, and get to do like a nerd thing with her, and that was great. That was probably some of my best Star Wars memories. Was that?
That is a really good answer, Charlie.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Now my answer seems less cool in comparison. God damn it.
No, that's right.
Big fight with lightsabers. It was really cool.
It was really cool.
Don't patronize me.
Lightsabers are cool.
They are cool.
They are cool. I think we can all agree.
Anybody who says lightsabers aren't cool, I swear to God, you'll think it's cool when I beat you with one of them. I'm just saying.
That would be pretty cool.
I will beat you with a lightsaber until the morale improves about lightsabers.
I will beat you with a dead Ewok.
God, I think you have to find a dead Ewok first.
That shouldn't be hard.
I've actually had that question pop up to people who have actually seen the entirety of my collection, and they said, "How would you feel, or what would you do if your house ever burnt to the ground and you lost it all?" And I said, honestly, I would probably buy my lightsaber collection back. I would probably spend time collecting my lightsabers, and that would probably be the only thing that I would restore. Because love the lightsaber part of my collection is probably some of my most personally prized things that I love about my collection the most is my lightsabers. And I have some that I've actually physically put together and put the electronics into and done all kinds of different things to myself. So that's be
incredible.
My thing. Yeah.
Joy has an idea for a new t-shirt. Lightsabers are cool.
That is a good t-shirt.
That is a good t-shirt. That is an excellent t-shirt. And then you can put two lightsabers going different directions.
Yeah.
Two lightsabers going different directions, top and bottom.
So because I am old, I have a lot of Star Wars.
Apparently, we are old.
I have a lot of Star Wars memories. A lot. I have a lot of good Star Wars memories, but my absolute favorite, I have a couple others that I'm going to mention, but my absolute favorite is similar to Charlie's, and I am referring to Celebration 2019. So at the time, my what's the best way to explain this? I'd say my fandom of Star Wars at the time was dwindling. I was just feeling down in Star Wars. It was just like, you know. And I was a little bit revived by the idea of Mandalorian. I was like, that's going to be cool. But I went to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, where I got this shirt right here. And it revived that love because it was just an absolutely awesome experience. It was, such a great experience.
If I could add some context for everyone, I don't remember you. Hey, look back.
Funky's back. Funky Chicken is back.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't remember you ever. I have like vague memories of you being like, man, sometimes it feels like I'm kind of down on Star Wars, but I do very much remember you coming back from Celebration with like a bag full of shit, not like shit like bad stuff, but like you had stuff, and you had like met Ian McDermott, and I remember you coming back, and even if I don't remember you being down on Star Wars 100%, like you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, I do fully recall you coming back with a revitalized love for the franchise.
Yeah, I was definitely recharged. It was such an amazing experience.
It was, yeah.
The thing about Celebration, and JD can either confirm, Charlie as well can either confirm or tell me I'm lying. But
you're lying.
How I felt is that, like, so you look at the Star Wars fandom on social media, it is completely opposite.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
I know exactly where you're going with this. Yeah,
it's like there are no. Okay. There are no people like a podcast whose name I won't mention because we don't mention it on this show because we don't want to give that individual airtime.
Is it who I'm thinking of?
Completely opposite. DM me. Completely no, not who you're thinking of, but DM me and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Completely opposite of that type of individual.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so positive and so fun and so great to be around people that are into the franchise the way you are. It was like, okay, it was kind of almost to the fact it's like there's not really a whole lot of people around here that are like that I can talk to on a regular basis that are into Star Wars. So I'm kind of in this by myself. And then you go there, and it's like, holy shit. There are people out there that like this as much as I do.
Well, the thing about I can 100% confirm that because I've been to everyone since 2017, and for those of you, if you don't already know, I will be going to Japan. I'm going to try to see about syncing up the time that we're there to when we actually do the show. If Steve's going to do a show while I'm in Japan, and if not, we'll just do some videos, we'll do some pictures, and we'll do a review when I get back. But I may be able to broadcast live depending on what time of day it is there, depending on the time between there and here. So we'll see how that all works out. I'm just going to have to
not all co-hosts.
There you go. And I can 100% confirm because the cool thing about, like Steve said, the cool thing about Star Wars Celebration is the people who pay the money, make the flights, get the hotel rooms, the people who cosplay, the people who show up, they're not there because they want to look at Star Wars and go, I hate this. I don't, it's so terrible. It's this, it's that, blah, 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 blah. They're not there for that. They spent the money because they want to enjoy the fandom the way, with just the joy that they have that they've experienced throughout their lives. And yeah, if you've never been to one and you get a chance to go sometime in the future, you really should go. Chicago was, and I'll be honest with you. I know, like I said, there's a lot of people who have different opinions about Rise of Skywalker, and I'm sure mine is generally in support.
You are right, Brian.
What's that?
What happened at
Celebration
Woodstock?
Chicago was like Woodstock. Star Wars Twitter is like Woodstock 99.
Can somebody explain that joke to me?
Limp Bizkit, Trash Fire.
Yeah.
No, I think what they did, pretty good.
Basically, now, do you know what the original Woodstock was for? And
It was
what
like
they did and what it was for?
It was kind of a grassroots kind of like, hey, come play music. It wasn't what it is now.
So basically, it was a huge festival of peace, and love, and all this kind of stuff. They tried to recreate it in '99, and Limp Bizkit played Break Stuff, and that's pretty much what happened.
People broke stuff.
And they people got into fights. They had toilets overflowing, and people were literally mud surfing in a combination of mud and toilet crap. It was an utter disaster. No, it was an utter disaster. It was terrible. They didn't have enough bathrooms for people. Anyway, we're getting up. Squirrel,
take a drink.
Squirrel.
Take a drink.
When it comes to Star Wars Celebration, the people that are there because they want to enjoy their fandom. They want to enjoy and express their fandom in their way, and they pay a lot. And I'm there's no joke. You pay for the money, depending on how far away you have to come from. You pay a decent amount of money for flights, hotels, the tickets, everything, and the merchandise that you get there and that kind of stuff. And people, honestly, when they go there, they don't have time to hate on it. And even after The Last Jedi, this is the crazy thing, is that when The Last Jedi trailer came out and we were at Celebration and watched it, it was the same thing. I was in a group, big hall with a bunch of people, and everybody was cheering. Everybody was having a great time. Everybody was excited. Everybody was pumped. And even after The Last Jedi, and we went to Star Wars Celebration after The Last Jedi, when Rise of Skywalker was debuting. The energy in the room during the Rise of Skywalker reveal was still pretty high. And there's videos on it. You can actually see it of different people that went to it. And there's even like haters and grifters that went there. And you can see videos of them crying and they were so excited and they were hooping and hollering and having a good time. And now they just hate on Star Wars. But people that go to Celebration.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say it's a lot easier to hate behind a screen. Like, you guys are nowhere near me. I can talk shit about how you're old all fucking night. But if we met in person, I'm a lot more polite. It's a lot. Worse people talk a lot more shit as soon as they log on to Twitter.
Well, and it's easier to talk crap when you're making money to talk crap. When it's profitable for you to talk crap. That's a lot of the problem is that a lot of these grifters don't
actually hate it.
The thing is, yeah, they don't. Well, I don't know that that's necessarily the case that they don't hate it. It's just that the more they hate on it, and the more crap that they talk about it, and the more things they point out to hate it, it makes them more money, and that's why they do it. And I mean, honestly, that's my. I don't think you can find very much argument with that. I mean, because there's a lot.
No, I'm with you.
Like I've said before, and I would hate to see this happen, but I almost wish Star Wars would go on a hiatus, like it did from Return of the Jedi to the Phantom Menace. Not maybe near that long, but if it went on a hiatus where literally the only things you had was Galaxy's Edge and you had books and comics to carry on the story, you would see a lot of these grifters move on and go away because they're not going to take. Because a lot of people, especially casual fans, normal people that are just casual fans, they are not going to take the a lot of those guys don't take time to read the comic books and read the books. So it's not as popular to hate on that stuff because a lot of people don't even care. So
I
if they just
actually go on. Sorry.
go ahead. Well,
No,
I'm
you're
just
good.
saying,
Finish your sentence.
if they remanded themselves to just that for a little while and it kind of went away for a little bit to where the people who actually care about it would read the books and read the comics because they want to know about the continuation of the story beyond the movies and beyond the television series, they would still be up to date on it and they would still read it and they would still go through that and there would still be a fandom for those people. But for the grifters who are just trying to make money off of hate or hate of Disney, it would change what they did on a daily basis. They would actually have to find something else to pick on.
Yeah,
To be quite honest.
like a purge.
I fully agree. And on the topic of like Star Wars taking a hiatus, I actually think that it obviously everyone here is here because of Star Wars. So if there was no Star Wars, or at least easily accessible to everyone's Star Wars, it'd be harder to run a Star Wars podcast. But I do think that something like Return of the Jedi to Phantom Menace, or even like something like Revenge to Force Awakens, I think it would at least weed out the people that are just in it to the people that are just in it to hate, because who wants to like sit around and wait for a new movie to come out? They'll find other things to do, and then the shit will,
Well, it'll filter out itself. That's the thing.
yeah, it'll filter itself out, and it'll leave the fandom much better for it. But also, I want some new fucking Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars is fucking cool.
I do too. And Steve and I have talked about this, and I know we got kind of off on a tangent here, so I'll finish. This will be my last thought on the subject. I know Steve and I, we don't get into the politics of it. We try to stay away from the bit nasty fandom part of it. And we try to give things objectively a good, fair chance to actually talk about it. Now, we both are Boba Fett fans. We talk about the show, and we just try not to mention the bad things. Now, I know Rise of Skywalker has bad stuff in it. I know there was problems with it. I'm not denying that. But I will sit here and defend the good parts because there was good parts.
And
there were things that made sense, and there was a lot of good parts in it. But when it comes to going, oh, that was stupid, I can't believe it, we're not going to do that. We don't do that because it's not necessary. But anyway,
I fully agree with you.
Joy, I read a lot of comic books.
Yeah.
But I fully agree.
Steve, I know we got off on a tangent on that, so.
We're talking about disclaimers. I've got a disclaimer for you. And there it is, right underneath.
Yeah.
What is it?
But
I can't read it.
If you're not a fan of
Star Wars, this is not the podcast for you.
But
yeah,
I fully agree. If being positive without also understanding that there are negatives, it just makes you kind of not as fun. Like just earlier we were talking about, I was like very much going like, do not read Homestuck. It is absolute shit. I have a Homestuck tattoo. I fucking love that comic. Wouldn't recommend it to a fucking soul.
Well, and that's why, and that's one of the things about, I think, is one of the kind of something I didn't mention before when Steve asked about what do we think, as far as Rebel Rock Radio is concerned and what I enjoy most about it. What I enjoy most about it is that, one, we try to stay away from all of the nasty rhetoric. We try to do the best we can to stay out of politics. We try to do the best we can not to be negative Nancy's about everything, but we will be brutally honest about something if we think it wasn't that great, but we're not going to sit there and bash on it. And the thing about it is if you want negative content contained for Disney or for Star Wars, you can 100% find it out there.
But look up Star Wars on YouTube, you'll find it.
Yeah. But we want to talk about everything from the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, the EU,
you want to talk about Disney Star Wars.
We'll talk about everything. We're not going to discriminate. We're going to talk about everything. And it's just because we are just trying to be a better, more positive podcast than some of those other ones out there. And that's the thing that I think I enjoy most about it is we're not here to criticize. We're not here to hate on people. We're just here to be a positive podcast that talks about Star Wars for what it is. Not the the subjective version of what I want it to be or what it should be, but what it is. and that's
It's not clickbait. When you open Rebel Rock Radio, you're getting what is on the tin. You are talking about.
So Joy has a fair statement. She doesn't think a break would help. They'll just temporarily move on to hate something else.
Yeah, maybe. You're probably right.
But honestly, I do agree with you, Joy. But in all honesty, that's kind of what we were talking about when we talk about filter out the bad ones, because then you'll know, then you'll understand or know who's actually here for just not the money. Because they'll move on because they got to find something else to hate on in order to keep making their money, where people who actually enjoy it will find ways to lift it up and to still continue to do it no matter whether it makes them money or not. And that's how you'll find the difference, is to be honest with you. That's how you'll find the difference.
Yeah,
because if they can't make money, if people look at them and go, well, we're so tired of you talking about how much you hate Star Wars isn't a thing anymore, they shut it down, but you're still talking about how much you hate it, so you're a loser, then they're going to go, we're going to move on to another podcast.
How do I block Matt?
There we go. What'd he say?
Boba Fett was an action figure, but he's still
talking trash about Boba Fett.
That's okay. If you talk trash,
then
if you talk trash on Han Solo.
This is the same guy that gave me this autographed Boba Fett action figure.
That's sick.
Like you said, it's an awesome action figure.
Yeah, Matthew in the chat room it's signed by Jeremy Bullock.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that was a favorite Rebel Rock Radio moment when that came in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It just dawned on me, Joy, I don't think you've ever been on an episode with us. You need to get on here sometime.
Come on down.
Like we said, we do enjoy guests.
JD, what? Oh my gosh, we've already gone over our 2 minute hours. Real quick, JD, what are your favorite Star Wars moments?
Moments plural. Well, so for those of you who know me, my rating of all of the Star Wars content and Star Wars movies is Attack of the Clones is at the very bottom of my list of the things I love the most about Star Wars, and I say it's at the bottom of my list of things I love the most. I still love it, but it's at the very bottom of the list so far, and it hasn't changed. At the very top of the list is Return of the Jedi for me, and one of the greatest moments in Star Wars for me still remains to be Return of the Jedi, when Luke is standing on the plank ready to jump into the Sarlacc, and R2-D2 shoots the lightsaber out to him, and he flips up over, grabs the lightsaber out of the air, you see him ignite it, he smiles and goes to work. That is my favorite Star Wars moment of all time. I love that moment. That moment to me is just, that's awesome.
That's great. A good moment.
When I saw that in theaters and I saw that actually happen, I was hooked. I was glued. I was like, yes, this is badass. I'm like, this is the hero we've been waiting for, and now he's like legit. I'm like, hell yeah, that's great. So that has been, I think, probably one of the most defining moments in my fandom.
And then as far as how old were you when
go ahead.
How old were you when you saw that?
Well, I'd have been at the time I would have been 7 years old.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I
showed that one time right back here. When you went to the theaters to see it, if you were one of the first 100 people to go to the theaters to see it, you got this booklet that they gave you that had part of the script in it, had some behind the scenes, had some artwork, had a bunch of different things in it. It might be something I can show on as a show my thingy one time. I'll have to show it to you guys. But I still have the original from 1983 that I have kept all these years, and it's the thing that I consider to be the very first piece in my collection was that book that I got from 1983. And yeah, it was great because it was a moment for me and my grandfather to go to the movies and see that. He took me to see that in theaters, which was great.
That's awesome.
Joy says, "I can't believe no one said the disco Wookiee porn."
Yeah, I was about to say I'd like to add I'd like to add one to my list. I'd like to add a close four.
And for Matthew's benefit, I'm going to say one of my favorite moments was in Force Awakens when Kylo Ren. No.
He's
You're gonna
firing
trash
back now,
talk Boba
Matthew.
Fett. Yeah, I
He's
can.
firing back now. No, and since and moments plural is that because of, like, we talked about the celebrations and stuff. When I went to Celebration in 2017 and I saw the just the plethora of people that were cosplaying, the people that loved it so much, the trailers, the talks, the panels, the Legos, the actual, like, full size TIE fighters, and like things that people had put together and actually made themselves, and then the vehicles that they decorated that were there. All the celebrations that I've been to celebrating the love that I had for Star Wars. I mean, I was a fan and I had a collection, but when I went there and actually got to me, that was like the peak of my fandom as being a Star Wars fan, was going to those celebrations and getting to share the conversations and meet people. I still have people that I'm friends with Facebook from the 2017 Orlando Star Wars celebration that I still talk to today, because I've gotten long-lasting friends that are a part of the fandom that I enjoy talking to, that are part of the 501st, that live in different countries, all kinds of different stuff. It's been such a great ride as it being part of the fandom. And so,
Yeah, Bear, we're going into overtime.
Yeah.
It's
So,
all good.
yeah, it's been great. That's it for me.
Oh, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was just making a statement.
I know we're overtime. I know we're overtime. Sorry, everybody. We're going on a ramble.
So,
what was your first celebration, just real quick?
For me?
Yeah.
I've only been
Orlando. 2017 Orlando, and I've been to
okay.
every one since then. And actually, for those of you if you were looking, I actually have a T-shirt for the celebration that didn't happen in 2020 that got moved to they moved it.
Right.
I actually bought this for the celebration, and they sent it to me, but it didn't happen. It got moved. It was 2 years later. So
and it has Gino Carano on it.
And it has Gina Carano on it. Yeah.
Wow.
This is probably like an expensive collector's item that I'm actually just wearing randomly.
If you could get her
That
to
is an
sign
artifact.
If you could get her to sign it, that'd be
that would be pretty cool.
You might have to pay someone $20 to take it.
No. So, okay. So next week we were planning to do our Firefly episode, but I don't think either one of us is ready for it.
Nah, probably not.
But
we do have it. We do have an alternative.
Do you want to start that three episode series next week, or is there something else you have in mind?
No, I'm up for it.
Oh boy! All right, yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm not gonna watch them again, but yeah, okay, that's fine. So next week we are going to start our 3-episode series on the Lord of the Rings.
That's not Star Wars.
No, it's not. And Firefly, Firefly is going to have to get moved to
when you're good and ready.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to rewatching it yet.
Here's my question: when are we finally doing the Darth Bane episode? It's been 5 years.
Well, here's the thing. JD would have to read it first.
Yeah. And I just finally finished Superman or Absolute Superman Volume 1. So.
And that thing's only like 20 pages long. And it's going to take him 2 years to get through Darth.
That's only because I fully intended to have it done before that, but stuff keeps coming up. I promise. Stuff just keeps coming up, and yeah. So
okay.
You know what we could do? We could do it the week of Celebration.
Well, I think we're going to try to. Well, we'll play it by ear. I think we're going to try to do.
It's been half a decade.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. That's going to be like 15 hours ahead of me. So when are you going to have time to? Because I'm not changing our schedule. Just
no. So okay. So quick math here. So if it's 6, 12. No, I might be able to. It'll just be like early afternoon there.
Okay. So Matthew does bring up an interesting point. But do we need 3 episodes to talk about Lord of the Rings?
Well, yeah, you got to talk about each movie. Come on now.
I mean, we can all just squash it on all in
I
one.
mean, there's an entire podcast dedicated to Lord of the Rings just itself.
Lord of the Rings is a
so
pretty
I'm sure you can-
substantial.
All right,
franchise.
fine. Here's the thing. I watched
play
them
it by
all in
ear.
1 week. Here's the thing. I watched them all in one weekend. So I'm probably going to get my movies mixed up. I'll be talking about something that happened something in Two Towers.
I got you.
And it's like, dude, we're supposed to be talking about Fellowship. Oh well, fine.
It's one of my top 5 trilogies and or sagas. So I got you covered. It's all right.
That's fine. We'll get there.
Yeah, I got you covered.
Anyway, okay. So next week, next week we're going to be starting on our Lord of the Rings series, and then eventually do Firefly. But starting on April 29th, which is ways off, that is when we do our episode on the premiere of Andor Season 2.
You're doing a second season of Andor? Shit. I'm so fucking behind.
Joy says, are you going to talk about the bot? You're going to have to take that one because I don't know what she's talking about.
That's what you should watch. You should just watch those instead of the.
What is that?
They're shorter. They're shorter.
Are those the old animated versions?
Yeah. They're like rotoscoped animated.
Yeah, let's not go there. Yeah. Let's not go there.
Smirking
no, Bear,
that
does not include Rings of Power. I did watch the first episode. Haven't watched it past that.
Man, you guys are really trying to get him to watch stuff that isn't Star Wars.
And I also have not watched. I have also not watched the Hobbit trilogy. I will.
Well, in all fairness, Steve did ask the chat, what are some of the things you'd like us to talk about? Because we did say we were going to start talking about things outside of Star Wars. And Steve goes, what other things would you guys like to talk about? And somebody said Lord of the Rings. And everybody chimed in and said, that would be awesome. So I said, yeah, let's talk about Lord of the Rings. And Steve goes,
a few people don't join us to watch the talk about Lord of the Rings. I'm going to have an issue with you. Me and you're going to tangle.
If you guys don't show up for Lord of the Rings, I'm going to get to host an episode. And we'll talk about the holiday
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. We'll talk about some that isn't even Star Wars. We'll talk about fucking...
I want to thank Ro, and I want to thank DJ, and I want to thank Charlie, and I want to thank Blue for joining us in our 200th episode spectacular celebration. Make sure you get everybody out there to subscribe and like and all that stuff. And thanks always to our folks in the chat who hang out with us. I don't want to do Harry Potter either. Thanks to all the people that hang out with us in the chat room. And again, make sure you tell your friends about the show. At a Lower Decks episode, I would have to watch that.
Oh, God, I would too.
Oh, boy.
I'll do Harry Potter. And you could do...
I've said this before, but we have done a Star Trek episode, but it was a very general Star Trek episode. And we've talked about doing another one. Mm-hmm. Just haven't gotten around to it.
Right.
So anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And
always a pleasure.
Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week. And
we'll see you in the Discord.
Have a good one. May the Force be with you.
Like always.
Like a bantha.
I'm not doing the dance.
Do the bantha.
I'm not doing it.
You will
go watch the back game.
Do it. Do it.
Hang on.
I don't think it's ended.
No, it hasn't. I'm trying to find the
read temporal tumult.
Okay, I don't know what happened to I don't know what happened to our closing video. I'll find it for next time. See you, folks.